Sorry, I forgot to record it, so I'll just record it from this part. So again, we finished the first portion of mixing the sugar, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of yeast with 1 cup of water. We mixed it in and we waited a few minutes. And now we're going to chat this next section. Our next section is mixing the salt with our 3 cups of flour and getting the salt all over the flour. And the salt, we compare it to the challenges or things in our life that doesn't make sense. But we always tell ourselves that no matter like what the challenges is, it should never be, we should never get blinded by all the blessings we have, by all the good things we have in our life. And the flour, we compare it to the essence of the person, that at the end of the day, every human being is made out of a skeleton and a body, and you know, we are born, and after, whenever it's time for us to go, we leave this world. Our body is just a vehicle that God gives us to use it so we could do more mitzvot and good things in this world. So just like the bowl we have, our body is like the bowl. God gives us our body like the bowl to use it to create good things, to bring blessings, to bring goodness into the world. And then whenever we're done, we leave the bowl, and our soul is what lives forever. They live eternity and continues to live. So that's what the dough is like. We should never get too attached to the bowl and just pay attention to our body and forget about our actions and our deeds, because our deeds is what makes all the big differences. So now, after we mix the salt with the flour, all we're going to have left is the oil. So we're going to put in the flour into our mixture, and the oil will be what we're going to add at the end. So if you need to get your oil ready, we need 1/4 of a cup oil. So you need to have 1/4 of a cup oil ready. So we're going to put that at the end. So as we're going to start the mixture, it's perfect. Oh, can I show them? So as you can see, this is how the yeast starts bubbling, that you know it's ready, and it's getting activated. As you can see, it's almost like it's creating bubbles on its own. So now,
wait, what if your yeast is not activating
at all? Let me see what it looks like.
I don't know. Did my kids mix it too much?
Let me see it. Show it to me. Oh, no, that's good.
That's good?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
That's good. So then now we're going to take the flour. Do you hear me? Okay. Now we're going to take the flour and salt mixture. Yes.
How many cups of flour is that?
15.
15 cups.
Yeah. So 15 cups of flour is what's equivalent to almost 5 pounds that you could do the hafrasha, which is a lot of dough. So we're hoping for our volunteer. I designated my niece to be my volunteer to mix the 5 pounds while I'm comfortably just talking. I'm making her do the hard work. God bless her. So as we're going to mix it in, don't be so rushed to like add flour or add other stuff to it. Go with the flow, you know. So as you're mixing the flour in, it's very important that you do your hand motion of circulating and bringing together, circulating and bringing together. The bringing together is what's going to mix it easily. So you could start by using your fork, and then after you use your fork, there's a timing that the fork just can't do it on its own. So you need to use your hand. So you take the ingredients and you bring it together. Take the ingredients and you bring it together with your hand to create that oneness that we were talking about, that unity and that oneness. So, and at the last ingredient that you're going to add will be the oil. The oil is what you put at the end. So as you're mixing it, if you feel like it's still way too dry, then gradually you could add a little bit more oil. But do this gradual, because you want to do all your force that you can to do the mixture and the bringing together and the, you know, kind of like knitting the dough. The knitting makes a big difference of making the dough a good dough. The better you mix it, the better your dough comes out too. So, and if it's way too sticky, that it's like totally sticking to your hand, then gradually you could add a little bit more flour. So it's better to do it slowly and not rush, because then you have to keep adding. So, okay, how's everyone doing? You want to show us your progress? Okay, keep going, Ida. Oh, that looks very nice. So you need, Sarah, you need to start using your hand now. Whoever is on the Sarah one. Hi. Hello, thank you so much for joining. So you guys need to start using your hand now. What's unmute?
No, don't shake it. You don't need to.
So Sarah, you need to start using your hand now. It's a good time for you guys to start getting your hands in there. Yoav, how's your family doing?
You said to unmute yourself. Would you like to?
Everybody's helping out. Let's see your dough.
Let me add some more dough. Let's ask her how this looks.
Let's see. Oh, very nice. It's coming together now. Keep massaging it. Keep massaging it.
It's like falling apart though. It's okay.
So if it's falling apart, you need oil. Put a little bit oil. Ida, yours needs a little bit more flour.
Wait, are we supposed to put the oil now? All of it?
Yes. You need to put the oil. The oil is the last thing. Spread it all around. The oil spread all around.
Okay, I did. We'll have to.
And then, like I told you, you need to open your hands and close it. Open your hands because you want to use your full force of bringing it together. And as you're doing your bringing together, you think about.
No, put it in here. Put it in here. You want me to put it on the table?
No. Okay, let's finish up. Okay, so as I was saying, so when you're doing the mixture, it's the opening your hand and bringing it together and making it makes a big difference. And don't get nervous. Like if it's sticking all over your hand, it's just a matter of time. If you feel like it's a way too sticky, just tap some flour on your hand and go back to mixing it. Just pour a little bit flour like this on your hand and go back to mixing it. Because, you know, like as you can see at the end, hold on 1 minute. Let me wash my hands. So what I was saying is once, as you knit it, eventually it comes to a part that it doesn't really attach to your finger. As you can see, it doesn't attach to your finger. And it almost feels like Play-Doh. You know, that's the stage you want it to get to, the Play-Doh feeling. And another thing you can do is, if you're doing it with your kids, is you could do smaller portion and give everybody like one portion to keep kneading it. So the more we work it, that's what makes the big difference. Oh, beautiful. Like Sarah's family, look at the kids, beautiful, knitting it. Ida, you're doing very well. Keep going. And let's see, Anita and her kids, beautiful. And my niece her camera is off because she has a gigantic one that she's knitting for us, God willing. So like I was saying is that, you know, we think this is hard, like making the dough. We think it takes a lot of work. Tanlas, what happened to you guys? Are you guys with us? Wait, hold on.
Put it in, and then you're gonna take it out.
Tanlas, what happened with you guys?
We're missing ingredients, so we have.
What else are you missing?
Yeast.
No, so I said you didn't have baking powder or baking soda. Oh.
Hopefully we'll do it and we'll get some for tomorrow.
Okay, deal, perfect.
Okay,
So
but it was nice to see how you do it.
This part of it got recorded, so I could send you from this part. I'll send it to you from this part. You can just follow this after. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna keep going. So, 1 minute. Okay, so what I was saying is that we think this part of it is hard, but back in the days, there was no ready-made flour like this for us to pick up. Flour had to be harvested. They had to go on the farm, on the land, take the wheat, plant it, and then wait for the planting to come out. wait for it to get ready, and then they had to go take it from the farms and then thresh it and take the wheat out and then grind it. And then after it gets grinded, they turn it into flour. And then once it gets turned into flour, then they would bring it and make it. So I always told my husband, I said, I don't understand, like, why was this one of the first mitzvot that God gave to Bnei Israel? 2 weeks ago, right after Passover, the reason like a lot of people make that special bread right after Passover, because that was a special Shabbat timing when the Jews left the Midbar, the desert, and entered the land of Eretz Israel. And it was the first time after 40 years of being in the desert that God commanded them with the mitzvah of making their own bread. So I told my husband, why is this the first mitzvah God gave Bnei Israel, like entering the land of Israel, like from everything else? And he said, because God wanted us to have a deep connection with him. He wanted us to remember that just like he was connected to us and sending us the lechem manna from Shamayim for 40 years, that from now on he's going to provide us our sustenance and our food from the earth. So he wanted us to know that that's a very special mitzvah, and that's when he teaches us about the mitzvah hafrashat challah. That meaning when you come into the land and you make yourself dough and then you make 5 pounds and more, remember to bring me a gift offering. Bring me a gift offering that I share with the Kohanim. The wives of the Kohanim and their children will benefit from the dough that you, Bnei Israel, made. So he wanted us, before we enter the land of Israel, to what? Have the connection, have the kesher, have the relationship with each other. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, so I'm gonna let's go ask Chala Oli to give you a glass with the finger. So you can so it's very important to know that God gave us that mitzvah as a form of connection, as a form of relationship, as a form of bonding. So Judaism has a lot of mitzvot that it's there for us to create a relationship of a connection and a oneness. We wake up in the morning and God gives us the mitzvah of saying Modeh Ani. Thank you, God, for returning our soul. We have the mitzvah of the prayers throughout the day, and we go to bed saying Shema. Constant connection with each other. And the reason it's so beautiful to make your own homemade bread is you're showing your children and the family around you, look, if it takes so much effort for us to make bread, imagine what God does to be able to take care of all the human beings in the world and how he thinks about each of us. He's thoughtful of every single one of us. He spends time for each of us. If this little much of a dough takes this much effort, how much more so with everything else in the world? How much more effort we need to do? And I always love teaching and showing children and what wheat looks like, this teensy wheat, you put it in the ground, it turns into, the plant, and then it comes out and you harvest it. Children in our generation do not have value and understanding of how much work goes into this. So it's like a beautiful teaching of showing them how transformation takes place, how much effort goes into things, and how much value we have to have for things. To slow down, I'm not really sure what happened. Oh, somebody is coloring. Okay, so I don't know. Did I do that? I don't know how this happened, but am I there? Sorry, your microphone is unmuted. I guess I'm unmuted, but there's a artwork happening here. Maybe it's one of someone is making, okay. So the beautiful thing is to teach us about mindfulness and having gratitude towards things that's in front of us. That things don't just poof up here, they come from somewhere. You need more water. It's not enough water. You need 5 cups of water. Yes, for your recipe. So we need to have appreciation and gratitude. And the only way you do that is stop, slow down, and pay attention. Beautiful dough. If your dough is sticky, Sarah, you need a little bit more flour. Tap some flour on your hand and knit it. You need a little bit more flour. Yes, you need a little bit more flour. Tap a little bit more flour and knit it in. Hold on.
I need 5 cups of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to add more flour so it doesn't stick to her hand like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, just a little bit. Don't put too much. Just tap her hand in flour and then mix it with her hand tapped into the flour.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. She? Yeah, so you can even do it from the singlet. Sorry, guys, 1 minute. Okay, here. So the fact of having gratitude and showing our children where things come from makes a big difference. Because like I told you, a lot of kids nowadays don't have any recognition or appreciation of where things comes from. And this little experiment is something that they could see with their own eyes. And when children help you make the dough and do the dough with you, they are less likely to waste it than when you buy it from the store and you like someone else makes it. People are more thoughtful of things that they are involved in and they are part in, have more of an appreciation for it. So a few pointers that I'm discovering as I'm making the bread. So when you want to bake it, the rising makes a big difference. If you like it to be fluffy, as I always say, the style you make your bread is up to you, whatever style you want to make it. There's nowhere in the Torah that says that the bread that you say hamotzi on for Friday night has to have a particular look. You shape it however you want. We flat it because we like it to like look like a laffa. So you could even flat it out like a laffa if you have a roller. And if you have a parv, like non-dairy pan, you heat it up. The Teflons are the best. You heat it up and it's very hot. You put it on the Teflon and it will be made like laffa bread. If you want to bake it in the oven, if you like that fluffy looking, what they call challah bread, a few pointers to know is, so you knit it, you play with it, you knit it, and then you let it sit at least minimum for half an hour to an hour. If you could just, now that you mix it and it became a dough, put it aside in a warm place, put towels around it and let it sit, and it's going to rise. After it rises within 30 minutes to half an hour, I'm saying if you're going to bake it tonight, after it rises for 30 minutes to an hour, then you bring it and you shape it. So when you shape it, if you like it to get that brownish look, that brownish color on top, after you shape it, you do an egg wash with the yellow part only the yellow part. You check, make sure there's no blood in the egg. You take the yellow part, and the more generous you are, the better. You put the egg wash all over the bread, everywhere that you can. What happened? You put it all over the bread, and then you let it sit again for another 20 minutes. So after you shape it, you let it sit again for 20 minutes. The second time that you let it sit, that's when you turn on your oven, let your oven warm up, and before you put it in the oven, you egg wash it again. So you egg wash it twice. The twice of the egg washing is what will give it that brownish color. That dark brownish color will make a big difference. Make sure to grease the bottom of the pan or else it will stick to it. So whether you use a baking sheet or whatever, make sure to fully grease it so the dough doesn't get stuck to your tray. So make sure to grease it. And then you put it in the oven. So you could check it when it starts moving and it gets light, that's when you know it's baked. It takes about like 30 minutes for it to bake, 30 minutes to 45 minutes to bake. And then when you bring it out, it's important not to put it in a plastic bag when it's hot because it will get soggy. You have to let it cool down before you put it in a bag or store it somewhere. So it's important to remember not to put it in a bag. Sorry, 1 second. Huh? You could ask hello. So it's important to make sure not to put it in a bag when it's very hot because that will make it soggy. So as I said, the shape of the bread is not what's significant. It's on Friday night, you need 2 rolls of bread to say hamotzi on. So your bread can be like a size of a bagel. I like to make this is the shape I like to make because I feel like when you make, sorry about the background noise, it's just my beautiful daughter talking real life. This is real-time news, real-time class. So the way I like to make it is I roll it out because I like individual rolls better, because when you have leftover, it still looks decent the next day to eat it. So this is a very simple way. You just take it, you roll it out, and then you make a knot. And you make a knot like this. And when you let it sit, it pops up. It looks very, very pretty. It looks, I posted a picture on it on Facebook of the one that I baked on Wednesday. So again, you just roll it out, and you make it into a knot. And another one I saw is they like twirl it like this. You know, they take the two sides and they just twirl it like one over the other. And then you stuck it in. So it looks more like a small roll like this.
Natalie,
Yes.
mine is like not as soft as yours.
Okay, so then you, because of how your yeast was also in the beginning, what I would recommend is put it in a plastic bag in a warm place. When it pops up, it will become softer.
So should I do that now or tomorrow? Because I want to make it tomorrow.
So if you want to make it tomorrow, then you could just put it in the fridge now. Let me see. Show it to me.
Like, look at this piece. It like.
If you could knit it a little bit more. Knit it a little bit more before you put it away.
Okay, so keep on.
Play with it. Yeah, knit it a little bit more. So the knitting makes a big difference. But like I said, after you knit it, if you're not planning to bake it tonight, the best is put it in a plastic bag and put it in the fridge. And then when you bring it out tomorrow, out of the fridge, you knit it, leave it in a warm place to rise, and then you shape it, egg wash, and then egg wash again before you bake it if you decide to put it in the oven. So as I told you, you can also cook it on a stovetop. You could make it into a flatbread. You could, you know, like I said, there's no significant shape that the Friday night bread has to have. It's just the mitzvah is about having 2 complete loaves of bread to be able to say hamotzi over it, which is what
So
makes
you don't
it.
think this needs more oil?
I wouldn't add oil right now. We just wait after you want play with it again tomorrow,
Okay.
because right now it's already into the shape of the dough. Because if you add oil and it becomes too sticky, you should put oil on it when you put it in your plastic bag. Rub oil all around it so it doesn't dry up.
Okay. Thank you.
My pleasure. So it makes a very big difference, especially for the kids. You know, when they see the dough being made inside the house, they see it with their own eyes. So as the 2 bread that we say hamotzi on, it's better for it to be like water bread. But the rest of them, if you want to put chocolate chip, if you want to put different things, cinnamon, or however else you want, you can do that. But the 2 bread that you say hamotzi on, it's very special for it to be able to be made out of. Hello! Hi! Hello! Wait. Hi, Benjamin. How are you? Did you help your mom make the dough?
No.
Yeah?
No,
You
he
saw-
was.
Oh, very nice. Let's go
Trying to
down.
help me.
Yeah, let's go down and have everybody introduce themselves with the kids so the kids can meet each other. Come on. So here, introduce
Hi,
yourself and
Benjamin.
your child. What's your name?
Kylie.
Hi, Kylie. Hi, Kylie, what grade are you in?
5th.
5th. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for joining.
Our pleasure.
Benjamin, what grade are
Thank
you
you for
in?
making it happen.
I know, Baruch Hashem. And the mom, introduce your name, mom.
Hi, nice to meet you, everyone.
Thank you for coming. So let's go to the next group. Sarah, can you introduce your family? Or I don't know whose name is Sarah. The Sarah group. Introduce. What's your name? Thank you so much for joining us. What's your name? Thank.
This is and Aura.
Hello.
Hi. Asking Belsa. Thank you. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much for joining us. Let's do the next. I'm so happy you guys were able to. Please share pictures with us at the end when your bread is made.
Yes, thank you. It's gonna turn out very good. Thank you.
It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. Thank you for joining. Let's go to Yoav's family.
I lost my kid. They left.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted to tell you some good news. Dahlia had a baby.
Who had?
Dahlia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, today was the Brit.
Oh, Baruch Hashem. What a beautiful news.
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem. Thank you
I thought
so
it was
much
real
for
good
sharing.
happy.
Are they local or where are they?
They live in LA, but she's staying at her parents' house right now.
Oh, B'sha'a tova v'chubi. We should always share good news. That was a very nice news to hear.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing.
of course. Bye. I'm gonna hang up. I don't have battery.
Okay, sure. Noam, Tana, do you want to say hello and introduce your kids? Let's say hello. This is my Levana. Say hi. She decided to get a beautiful haircut with her own style. Say, Levana, say
I
hello.
like it.
Yeah? She likes
Yes.
it. She decided she wanted to have a haircut and it looks like her brother. Yes?
It looks so summery.
Huh?
It looks ready for summer.
I know. It was her own suggestion. Yes. Hold on. We're going to see how our 5 pound is doing. 1 minute, please. Okay. Okay, you make it. So I said, if any of you have the time or the ability to make it today, that's when the dough is gonna come out the best. The day that you make the day that you make the dough, when you shape it, it usually comes out the softest and the best, from what I have noticed.
Should we wait like half an hour to 1 hour before we bake it?
I said that someone was yeah, more flour, more flour.
What in the oven?
What is it?
What temperature do you?
Okay, the temperature is 350. And if you're making small rolls, it will bake a lot faster than if you make a big roll. So that's another thing to have in mind. If you make smaller rolls, it comes out a lot, it bakes a lot faster. So let's say if you're going to bake it today, I would say right now that it got that shape of a dough, put it in a plastic bag because you need to let it rest. If you overly knit it too much, it gets hard again. So the best is to put it in a plastic bag, put it in a bowl, and then wrap it with either a towel or a blanket to keep it warm. Wait at least minimum of 30 minutes, and then shape it. Again, do the egg wash. After you do the egg wash, then you let it rise again, and then you do the egg wash again. Does that make sense?
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
The
So
rising makes it. What is it?
Okay. The egg wash.
Wait, hold on one second. What is it?
Wash. The egg yolk you put on 2 times.
Yes, that's what I realized 2 days ago. I did this so many times because everyone's bread would get this dark brown color and mine would always look yellow or gold. And I'm like, how is it that these people's bread gets so brown? So my cousin Judy told me that if you do it double, and it really made the world of a difference. And it's good to be generous, as she says. You should be generous when you put the egg yolk and put it all over. And when it rises, you put it again gently with the brush. And keep it in a warm place. It's very important that you keep it in a warm place.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. We're gonna have my niece do the blessing of the hafrasha. So she's going to have everyone that called in mind as well. That was another thing that I wanted to share with you. That my husband said that you should never do a mitzvah at the cost of wasting. So he says a lot of these people that do this hafrashat challah and everybody does 5 pounds. And as we can see during this whole quarantine time, there's a shortage of this, shortage of that. It's such a shame to waste flour. As you can see, did you ever believe that 3 cups of flour would give us this much dough? And now wait for it to rise. So my husband and another rabbi, after we did all this research, what we did is we have the concept of a representative. Sorry, 1 second. So basically, the concept of the representative is that the person, even if one person does the hafrasha, she can have the rest of the people in mind. She'll be like the representative. Just like Friday night, that the father of the house says kiddush, and everyone says amen and they drink it, like the father or the mother or the individual that's the household person in charge, or she says hamotzi, and then everybody else eats it without saying the bracha themselves. And also for Havdalah, the person says it and everyone becomes part of it. This is the same thing. So she says the bracha and she can have everyone else in mind. And this way you don't waste it. Because I'm very against these mitzvot being at the cost of wasting things. So I'm just gonna go over for a minute to hold on 1 second, please. No, it's not bad. It's not bad, but so sticky. You need more flour. Yeah. Put this cup, the measuring cup over here. Huh? Yeah, go.
Candy.
Hi, everyone. I'm Natalie's niece. Nice to meet you all. I'm sorry, we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty with the 5 pounds, but soon it will get resolved. How is everyone doing? Good.
I think we're good. So tell her I'm not good at you.
Okay. So I actually teach at a school called Nagel Jewish Academy. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's for kids to go to can you guys see me? It's for kids to go to public school, and it's so right now we're kind of a little bit of a break, but it's good for next year for your kid to go to public school. And what it is, it's a regular Jewish day curriculum, as if your child would go to Emek or Yavne or Maimonides. And twice a week we do Hebrew reading and writing, and the other 2 days we do Parsha, Mitzvah, how to be a Jew. And it's only 2 hours long a week, so 2 hours a day. And we give snacks, so it's a really cool opportunity if any of you guys have kids who go to public school and you want them to have the Jewish experience as well. This is just like that. And the cool part is that, let's say your child was in our program this year. Next year, if they want to go to Emek or they want to go to Yavne or any Jewish day school, they're completely caught up. It's not like there's anything behind, and tuition is very cheap. It's about $1,000 a year. And even if you cannot afford tuition, there is sponsorship available where you could come for free basically. So if anybody wants to do it next year, you could get my phone number from Natalie. Our location is sorry, I have just stuck my hand. Our location is continuing this year. So a few teachers and I are voluntarily doing it until the end of the year, just to keep a little bit of a regular routine for the students, so that they know that even though Corona is happening, COVID-19 is happening, and everyone is home, and mom and dad are home, and everyone's working at home, there's still Jewish life still goes on. Just because their schools are closed doesn't mean that being Jewish is closed too. We still have that connection to God, and we still they still could do it. And if any of you want to participate and join our class, you're more than welcome to. Just get my number from Natalie again, and I'm more than happy to have your child join our class until the end of the school year.
We really appreciate your support. Thank you.
Sorry, guys, wait a little bit more. And
No, we're good.
Oh, we're good? Okay. So, B'ezras Hashem, we're going to do the 5 pounds now, and all of our tefillah are going to get accepted.
Amen.
Everything will be good.
Yeah. You know it by heart?
We do Eilu Nishma?
Yeah. We're
It's
going to do it.
Ezra, then
Awesome. So I just want to show you guys the difference. Here is the 5 pound. As you can see, the 15 cups of flour. It needs a little more art after. And this was the 3 cups. Okay, so if everyone is gonna meditate and focus with Ilanit, Be'ezrat Hashem, it should be for bracha and hatzlacha and only good things for everyone.
Amen.
And as I said, we dedicated tonight's making for my grandfather and Ilani's great grandfather. Orly, you want to call Mama Nestor so she could hear the bracha? We're gonna call my, yeah, and then we're gonna do it for Refuah also. Any of you guys want her to have anything else in mind?
Hello.
Listen.
Jonah.
How do I unmute? Anybody else wants her to have anything else in mind? Huh? Afsun, you want her to have anything else in mind? Ida, you want her to have anything else in mind?
Oh, not a specific. Thank you.
Okay, you can say it in your heart also if there's anything you want to say in your heart. Come.
In my heart. I want to say everybody be strong. This will pass.
Amen.
Amen. It's all in our mind. You know, I was listening to a speech and it was saying that now is the time that all the things that you always wanted to do, you always said, I didn't have time. Now is the time for that. There's no excuse anymore to be, I didn't have time because you have so much time.
Yeah.
I know it's stressful, but it's really what we make the most out of. It's all in our minds, how we want to see it.
Okay, Mama Nestor, my grandmother is on the phone so she could hear the bracha with us. Okay.
Hi, Mama Esther. Okay.
غزال داره براخاشو میگه ایشالا برای نشانماش باشه
ناصر یخسقل بن ازرا
باروخ
باروخ
نه سوا نکن اول براخا رو میگی بعد سوا کن
باروخ خطا ادنای الین مهخالا
اشر
کلیشن رسوتیبانه لحفریش خالا
تروما بردا بگو هره ایزات
خالا
خالا ماما نستر یه براخا میگی برای هممون که دارن گوش میکنن نه شما بگو یه براخا بخون آره تو بخون دوستم داره گوش میکنن نه آب بخور آبتو که خوردی برامون یه براخا بخون آنا یه براخامون کن ها ماما نسته رو سپیکر گذاشتم که دوستام هم گوش کنن هممونو میشه یه براخا بکنی اینا هم گوش کنن بگو آره براخامون کن
یه بارک خردونای ویش برخا یا این ادونای خانا ولخا زونیشا یا سلخا سلام خود سلام سوار سلام لنروات سلام لندای سلام تموم ایشان سلام اسام اتشمیل بینیشان ادونای یوسف لخمالا اینجوری که بیشتر با مناسب سرافراز کردی سلام همه سرافراز
Thank you so much. I love you. I love you. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please send us pictures of it, and we hope to get together again very soon. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much for joining.
Shalom. Hatma. Merci.